What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Movie Raised.
There's much more romance to come indeed, so be prepared as the third season of the Netflix hit series Bridgerton is on the way to hit the big screens. And from the start, big news, guys, we are all still obsessed with Kate and Anthony's story. Season 3 will bring another Regency couple, and that's Penelope and Colin. So stay here and find out every interesting detail about Bridgerton Season 3 so far. Let's start with a quick recap of what happened in the previous 8 episodes. The historical fiction romance drama, based on the book series by Julia Quinn, introduced us to the Bridgerton family. It's a family that lives in the competitive world of Regency-era London's town. The saga about this family started on December 25, 2020, when the first season was released, and after it broke some serious records, the series was renewed for another season that came out on March 25, 2022. And when I say serious records, I mean it. Bridgerton Season 1 was watched by a record at the time 82 million households around the world, which was a whopping 19 million times higher than the previous Shondaland record holder. The series is created by Shondaland veteran Chris Van Dusen, and it is ranked in the first place, believe it or not, in 83 countries, including the US, UK, Brazil, France. You will admit I am completely sure that the series captured your imagination, and many of you were dreaming in the last 2 years of house dresses, bejeweled tiaras, and feather-trimmed heels. Let's get back into what happened during Season 2. While the anticipation for the second season was very high, fans were disappointed when they learned that Regé-Jean Page, the character that for most of us was a reason to become so obsessed with the series, wasn't returning in the cast.
Unable to talk to you, unable to be alone with you, because I knew you wanted nothing to do with me.
And while many thought that there was a controversy in this decision, later we found out that the showrunners decided to speak to the book series, where the focus is taken off from our beloved Duke and his bride Daphne. This was another shock for the fans. The story in the novels was also mirrored in the series, and Duke and Daphne were left to live their lives happily off screen. Even though we saw Daphne and her baby a couple of times, without their constant appearance in the series, the show lost very much. So this huge loss had to be replenished with a new central couple that had as much fire between them, and that was the case between Kate and Anthony. But if you are not enticed by this romance, then hit that like button below the video right now. No, really, if you are not charmed enough with their romance, there are so many things that could be interesting to you. Like Eloise Bridgerton, the clan's resident feminist, who is continuing to track down the voice behind Lady Whistledown. During her investigation, she will meet a young man and a couple of other politically like-minded people. Her interests are different from her family's aims, and she, like Kate, likes to find herself accepted in the society which makes her feel uncomfortable. Another interesting thing we watched was Penelope Featherington revealing that she is Lady Whistledown, but her story still continued revolving around her secret. Her family was dealing with the arrival of the new lord, who was supposed to solve the family's debts. By the end of Season 2, we saw Eloise Bridgerton and Penelope's friendship going on the rocks, after Eloise discovered that Penelope is the one who published the column, which was full of gossip talks about her family. After these events, we saw Eloise's relationship with Theo falling apart, and the same thing happened between Penelope and Colin Bridgerton. However, at least we saw one happy ending. Viscount Anthony and the beautiful and independent Kate Shorma finally found their love, and it is confirmed that we will watch so much more of this love story in Season 3. And when will the show come back? Even though Season 3 was announced back in April 2021, the shooting for the season started in July last year.
I was wondering if we'd meet again.
So you might discern if my wit is acceptable, my manners genteel.
Currently, it is hard to say what will be the exact release date for the show, and fans are just hoping that there won't be a big time gap between Seasons 2 and 3, like was the case with Seasons 1 and 2. I think it's safe to say that it'll come around the end of 2023. So, fingers crossed, and let's hope that everything will go by the plan in the whole post-production process. I hope, just like me, you also can't wait to see the more scandals among London's Regency-era elite. And who can we expect to return to the cast for Season 3? Well, even though nothing's officially announced right now, we can say that Bridgerton has a few key players we can expect to return to reprise their roles. The series wouldn't be the same without Nicola Coughlan as Penelope Featherington, and Dame Julie Andrews, who's expected once again to lend her voice to Whistledown's musings. Together with Penelope, we can expect the return of Luke Newton as Colin Bridgerton, because, as it was confirmed, Season 3 will be based on the love story between these two. Alongside them, of course, we will see more from the central Bridgerton family. Their her mother Violet and her children Anthony, Benedict, Eloise, Francesca, Gregory, and Hyacinth. One thing that we know is that now is the right time for you to smash that subscribe button and hit that notification bell below the video. Just kidding. The one thing we know is that the actress Ruby Stokes, who played Francesca Bridgerton, will be replaced by Anatomy of Scandal star Hannah Dodd, as the actress made her own decision to leave the show. Also, Phoebe Dynevor recently revealed to Screen Rant she won't be back as Daphne for the 3rd season. When she was asked if her character has any exciting moments in the next season, the actress replied, "Sadly, not in season 3, potentially in the future, but season 3 I'm just excited to watch as a viewer." Fans were pleased with the performance of newcomer Charitha Chandran as Edwin Sharma in season 2, and they hope to see her again in future episodes, but her return is yet to be announced. Now, let's see what the season 3 plot will bring. If you remember, in May 2022, we learned that the next Bridgerton season will be focused on Nicola Coughlan's character Penelope, aka Lady Whistledown. She announced that season 3 will not be following the book collection's time. Like Lady Whistledown, I have been keeping a secret for quite some time, and I can confirm to all of you that season 3 is Cullen and Penelope's love story. The actress told the Feisty panel she also added that she kept this secret since the first 2 weeks in season 2. So it's obvious that season 2 will bypass the 3rd novel, An Offer from a Gentleman, which is mainly focused on the 2nd Bridgerton brother Benedict. We witnessed Penelope's unrequited love for Cullen in the previous 2 seasons. He was almost conned into marriage with Penelope's cousin, and we saw him returning in season 2 after traveling the world, and how he had no intention to finding any love anytime soon. The official synopsis for season 3 reads, Penelope has finally given up her long-held crush on Cullen Bridgerton after hearing his disparaging words about her last season. She has, however, decided to take a husband, preferably one who will provide her with enough independence to continue her double life as Lady Whistledown, far away from her mothers and sisters. So obviously, it'll be up to Cullen, who will finally realize that Penelope is the only person that always appreciated him as he was, and he'll have to win back her friendship at first. The actress spoke at Netflix's TEDM event in September 2022, when she announced that the first episode in season 3 will be titled Out of the Shadows. She also shared with the audience that the first part of the script was a message from Lady Whistledown. You can easily find this part on the internet. A lot of questions were left hanging at this moment, but as you can see, we already have some great clues about what is going to be happening. Of course, when any new details will be shared, we'll be glad to update you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.